Rev up your engines. Okay, today we got a 19-year-old Honda CR-V. Some lights are coming on. It's got 172,000 miles. The owner's trying to decide, hey, should I get rid of it or should I keep driving it? Well, we're going to figure that out. No, it was one that was made in the United States here. They're not bad vehicles. You can see plastic stuff's kind of fading away. A few dings here and there. It still seemed to be a pretty solid car, and the advantage is it's in Tennessee. Because I've worked on this car before. It's got anti-pollution control failures. They don't do emissions testing in Tennessee, so you can drive them forever. For instance, they had a knock sensor code before. Who cares? It runs okay. Hey, if it starts knocking away, yeah, then you got to take things apart and change it. But if it runs okay, Tennessee, no emissions testing. A lot of people drive them that way. They don't care. So what we're going to do is start it up. That doesn't sound bad. For 174,000 miles, Honda engines will always make a little bit of valve noises. This is a strong 2.4 non-turbo four-cylinder engine. They tend to last forever. I don't hear any vacuum leaks. I don't hear any weird sounds. So it's all with the giant scan tool. Plugs in right here, painted black. No one knows why. But you can see it's hooked up now. Turned green, so it's communicating. So we'll get the main unit going here. We'll do auto VIN. It detected already. That was fast. It's a CR-V 2006. You can do a basic topology scan, not like a new one a whole bunch, but it does a little bit. While it's doing it, you can see the car's still in decent shape. The seats have nice seat covers. They're not the original one. Grandkids fit in the back. Still in pretty decent shape. It's got a CD player and a tape deck. Ooh. 4 codes. We don't care about the airbag. The seat belts work fine. And I've worked on it before. We'll see if it still has the same ABS code that it had. See what that trouble code is for the ABS. It's probably the same one it was last time. ECM PCM relation failure, that it's not talking between the computer and ABS system. Single line short or open, or the powertrain control module is failing internally for that system. That's the same code I had before. It's a fail-safe system, so it doesn't have analog brakes anymore. It's got regular brakes. They work perfectly fine. Did work on this before. They tried to charge you thousands of bucks for stuff she didn't need, and they did work on the brake system, so we're going to reset things. Ignition on, brake pedal isn't stepped on, keep the steering wheel straight ahead. Okay, now it's been done, so now we'll go back to data and see what's going on with the ECM. We have knock sensor, no signal, PL325, and the permanent, the rocker arm oil control valve is stuck on or off. We'll look at that one first. You can see here you can have a bad circuit, you can have blocked or faulty rocker arm actuated, low oil, dirty oil, incorrect oil, or a bad ECM. Now it very well may have a bad ECM in it because the other code that it had is possibly ECM, but we're going to look at the oil first. So we'll check her out. The oil's pretty dirty. Now it's about half a quart low, but as you can see it's pretty dirty. So I'll add a little bit of oil. Then we'll check it. Now it's totally full. Knock sensor, it could have bad circuits, corroded harnesses, bad sensor, or again, a faulty ECM. That seems to be the most common thread. All these things could possibly be. Now some guys will just guess with the knock sensor. As you can see, it's just on the back side of the engine. It's easy to put on, but the stupid sensor, the correct one, is $181. And who wants to guess with $181? Start her up and look at some live data. Here we go with the live data. Remember, black's good, red is bad. And we want to see if she wants to keep this car or not, what kind of shape it's in, with 174,000 miles on it. I mean, the Lambda is almost perfect. 1.0 is perfect. That was perfect for a second. 1.01, it's actually running quite well. Advance is normal. Knock sensor data, you can see it's normal. It's not acting up right now. It's not dead, it's got information on it, so not like there's a short in the wiring. It stands right now before I road test. It could be that just the ECM, the main computer, is starting to fail a little bit at some point in time, but it's a Honda, and as long as it runs okay, you can see from all data, again, the ECM isn't cheap, $1,545, and it has to be reprogrammed. So let's take it for a road test and see how it does. Actually, no backup camera, but I mean, it goes backwards. That's idling perfectly smoothly, that's no problem. Take it for a little drive, see how it shifts. Shifts perfectly fine. Now this baby's got 174,000 miles on it. The struts are all original and the shocks, but other than a little bit of bouncing here and that, it doesn't handle all that bad. I don't hear any bearings howling away or anything. It's actually in pretty good shape. Accelerates quite briskly. It is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, so it's a reasonably large 4-cylinder engine. Down Tobacco Road. Hey, it even burned a little rubber there. Step on the gas. Not a race car, but smooth acceleration. Not bad for 174,000 miles. We're going 40, we'll floor it. And not a race car, but hey, we're doing 50 now. You can see the airbag lights on. We know the airbags don't work. Well, for my car, I'd keep it. It still runs good. I mean, yeah, maybe the ECM power control module is starting to get a little weak or something, but it runs good enough now. She just uses to go to work a few miles back and forth. It's not like she's driving a car to California. See, the temperature gauge doesn't get hot. The heater still works. Now we'll head on back. Turns around perfectly fine. I really don't see any problems at all, other than it trips codes every once in a while. And the only commonality between all the codes is that the possible cause of every single one of them is the ECM. Now, the ECM is powered by the electrical system of the car. So just for giggles, we're going to load test the battery and the alternator to make sure that's all working good. A weak battery could actually cause all these problems. You might as well check it while you got it here. So just for giggles, you get my Midtronics tester and check the battery and alternator. It's a very simple process. Just put negative on negative, positive on positive, and see what it says. We'll do an in-vehicle test. Battery post, top post, regular, cold cranking amps. We'll look on it. It says 530 cold cranking amps, 530, and away we go. Surface charge detected. So we turn the headlights on and off, and what does it say? Replace battery. Like I said, if you don't get enough electricity going to all these stupid sensors in the computer, guess what? It'll trip codes and it'll start running weird. Now, it ran fine on me, because of course it's warmed up by the time it got here. First thing in the morning, it's cold, battery's warm. So, sometimes it's as simple as a bad battery. People are trying to sell you tons of stuff placed on the street when they charge you thousands of bucks to do stuff that it doesn't need. For example, the knock sensor. Now, I can change it in 10 minutes, no big deal, but a good one is 180 bucks. You don't want to buy a knock sensor at a discount auto parts store. It's Chinese crap, it probably won't even work. But it doesn't need that. It just needs a new battery. Sometimes the simplest things are the problem. You always want to have your battery tested every once in a while. It doesn't matter how old it is. This is a Duralast AutoZone. It's not that old. But they don't make them with crap anymore. They can go out at any time. I've seen batteries dead out of the store. I've seen them dead a week later, 3 months later, a year later. They used to last 4 or 5 years, but most of them don't anymore. And remember, when you get a battery, they're like eggs. They go bad over time. Look at the date. If the battery you're buying is more than a month old, don't buy it, go someplace else. Batteries sit and they go bad just sitting because they're full of acid. The acid starts eating up the lead. If they're not used, once they're charged, they start going bad sitting there on the shelf. So you don't want to buy an old battery. You want to buy a battery from a place that sells a lot of batteries. In the case of me here in Tennessee, Rural King has the best prices on batteries. If you can get a Rural King battery, it might be $60-something. Go to a discount auto parts store, discount my butt. Some of those things will be over 200 bucks. And here's some bonus questions and answers. Well, which way is California going to go for driverless semi-trucks? Well, it's up in the air, because California is about to either legalize or ban driverless semi-trucks. They got laws they're working on that's going to allow people to have semi-trucks testing on public roads that are driving themselves. But the opponents to it are only a signature away from requiring a driver to still be at the wheel. Now, the funny thing is, of course, the reason they want to have self-driving trucks is so they don't have to pay truck drivers anything. Anybody can see that. The greedy corporations, we can get away with not paying drivers, la, la, la. Well, guess what? That's one of the dumbest ideas anybody ever came up with. Things break. There got to be a driver there to look at it, to look at the wheels. I want a guy behind the wheel, not a machine. Oh, the machine screwed up and squashed you. It thought you were just a bump in the road, didn't realize you were a car and it killed you, right? Well, you can imagine if, and I say if, they actually start having totally autonomous trucks driving on the road. The first time somebody gets killed with one, the lawyers will have a field day. They'll sue the company that owns the truck. They'll sue the company that made the truck, the company that made the autonomous driving software. They'll sue everybody. So I don't see it happening anytime soon. If they want to test this stuff up, thank goodness, test it out in California. You can be the guinea pigs. But all I got to say is this stuff isn't going to work. If you know anything about truck drivers, these guys, they've got a hard job. Things go wrong. They got to get out there. They got to figure out what's wrong. They got to call help. Then a guy's got to come with a truck to change their tires if they got flat tires. Good luck having a machine driving itself do that stuff. It's just fantasy land. And I think it's funny that they're going to try it out in California. Let them try it out there first. Then they can find all the holes in the system. And then they'll probably give up on the whole thing. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.